The Schengen Area (NEN) is the area comprising 26 European countries that have abolished passport and any other type of border control at their common borders, also referred to as internal borders. It mostly functions as a single country for international travel purposes, with a common visa policy. The area is named after the Schengen Agreement. Countries in the Schengen area have eliminated border controls with the other Schengen members and strengthened border controls with non-Schengen states. 22 of the 28 European Union member states participate in the Schengen area. Of the 6 EU members that do not form part of the Schengen area, 4, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus and Romania, are legally obliged and wish to join the area, while the other 2, Ireland and the United Kingdom, maintain opt-outs. All 4 European Free Trade Association member states, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland, have signed the Schengen Agreement, even though they are outside the EU. In addition, 3 European microstates, Monaco, San Marino and the Vatican City, can be considered as de facto within the Schengen area, as they do not have border controls with the Schengen countries that surround them, but they have not officially signed documents that make them part of Schengen. Some national laws have the text countries against which border control is not performed based on the Schengen Agreement and the 562/2006 CU regulation, which then includes the microstates and other non-EU areas with open borders. The Schengen area currently has a population of over 400 million people and an area of 4,312,099 square kilometers. History. The Schengen Agreement was signed on 14 June 1985 by 5 of the 10 EU member states in the town of Schengen, Luxembourg. The Schengen area was established separately from the then European Community, when consensus could not be reached among all EC member states on the abolition of border controls. The agreements and the rules adopted under them were entirely separate from the EU structures, and led to the creation of the Schengen area on 26 March 1995. As more EU member states signed the Schengen Agreement, agreement was reached on absorbing it into the procedures of the EU. The agreement and its related conventions were incorporated into the mainstream of European Union law by the Amsterdam Treaty in 1997, which came into effect in 1999. A consequence of the agreement being part of European law is that any amendment and regulation is made within its processes, in which the non-EU members are not participants. The UK and Ireland could not accept abolishing border controls, and were given a full opt-out from the area. The Nordic members required Norway and Iceland to be included, which was accepted, and so a consensus could be reached. Membership: Austria, Belgium, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Lux, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Romania, United Kingdom, Ireland. Schengen area working to implement later EU member states outside Schengen. This is a clickable map. View. The Schengen area currently consists of 26 states, including 4 which are not members of the European Union. 2 of the non-EU members, Iceland and Norway, are part of the Nordic Passport Union and are officially classified as states associated with the Schengen activities of the EU. Switzerland was subsequently allowed to participate in the same manner in 2008. Liechtenstein joined the Schengen area on 19 December 2011. De facto, the Schengen area also includes 3 European microstates, Monaco, San Marino and the Vatican City, that maintain open or semi-open borders with other Schengen member countries. 2 EU members, Ireland and the United Kingdom, have negotiated opt-outs from Schengen and continue to operate the common travel area systematic border controls with other EU member states. The remaining 4 EU member states, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus and Romania, are obliged to eventually join the Schengen area. However, before fully implementing the Schengen rules, each state must have its preparedness assessed in 4 areas: air borders, visas, police cooperation, and personal data protection. This evaluation process involves a questionnaire and visits by EU experts to selected institutions and workplaces in the country under assessment. Areas that are not members of the Schengen area but still have open borders with the area notes the original agreement, a subsequent protocol extending the agreement to the state, an agreement on accession to the EU, or agreement on association with the Schengen Acquis, of the provisions related to the elimination of border controls. In some cases the provisions related to the Schengen Information System were applied earlier. The elimination of border controls took place from 1 December 1997 to 31 March 1998. ABCDEFGHI for overland borders and seaports, since 30 March 2008 also for airports. Greenland and the Faroe Islands are not included in the Schengen area. However, persons traveling between the Faroe Islands, Greenland and the Schengen area are not subject to border checks. A Schengen visa will not allow the holder access to either territory. Only a Danish visa stamped with either valid for the Faroe Islands or valid for Greenland, or both. East Germany became part of the Federal Republic of Germany, joining Schengen on 3 October 1990. The elimination of border controls took place from 1 January 2000 to 26 March 2000. ABCDEFTA state, which is outside the EU, that is associated with the Schengen activities of the EU, and where the Schengen rules apply. ABA second agreement, which replaced the first, was signed with Iceland and Norway following the incorporation of the Schengen Agreement into EU law with the Treaty of Amsterdam of 1997. The elimination of border controls took place from 26 October 1997 to 31 March 1998. The full Schengen Acquis applies to all Spanish territories, but there are border checks on departure from Ceuta and Melilla to Spain or other Schengen countries, because of specific arrangements for visa exemptions for Moroccan nationals resident in the provinces of Tetuan and Nador. For overland borders and seaports, since 29 March 2009, also for airports. Prospective members. Although Cyprus, which joined the EU in 2004, is legally bound to join the Schengen area, implementation has been delayed because of the Cyprus dispute. According to former Cypriot Minister of Foreign Affairs Georgios Lilikas, strict and full control based on Schengen will create a huge tribulation on a daily basis for the Turkish Cypriots, and it is unclear if this control is possible before the resolution of the dispute. The sovereign base areas, which are outside the EU, will also need other handling and mechanisms. As of March 2011, update, no date has been fixed for implementation of the Schengen rules by Cyprus, while Bulgaria and Romania, which joined the EU in 2007, are also legally bound to join the Schengen area. Implementation has been delayed. Bulgaria's and Romania's bids to join the Schengen area were approved by the European Parliament in June 2011 but rejected by the Council of Ministers in September 2011, with the Dutch and Finnish governments citing concerns about shortcomings in anti-corruption measures and in the fight against organized crime. Concern has also been expressed about the potential influx of illegal immigrants through Turkey to Bulgaria and Romania and then to present Schengen countries. Although the original plan was for Schengen area to open its air and sea borders with Bulgaria and Romania by March 2012, and land borders by July 2012, continued opposition from Germany, Finland and the Netherlands has delayed the two countries' entry to the Schengen area, with Croatia's accession to the EU on 1 July 2013. It is also legally bound to eventually join the Schengen area. In March 2015, Croatia's Interior Minister Ranko Ostojić said that his country was ready to join the Schengen area. He said that he would request that the EU conduct a technical evaluation, which would take a year and a half beginning on 1 July 2015. The influx of illegal migrants from Greece through Macedonia and Serbia to Croatia and then to current Schengen member states like Slovenia, Austria and Hungary, as part of the 2015 European migrant crisis, has led some to question whether there will be the political consensus necessary for further enlargement of the Schengen area in this atmosphere, notes Agreement on accession to the EU. Desired timeline of state for Council decision. Territories of Schengen states outside the area. There are territories of member states that are exempted from the Schengen Agreement. No area that is located outside Europe is part of the Schengen area. Some areas in Europe are also excluded. The French overseas departments of French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Mayotte and Réunion, and the overseas collectivity of Saint Martin are part of the European Union but do not form part of the Schengen area. The EU's freedom of movement provisions apply, but each territory operates its own visa regime for non-European Economic Area, non-Swiss nationals. While a visa valid for one of these territories will be valid for all, visa exemption lists differ. A Schengen visa, even one issued by France, is not valid for these territories. A visa for Saint Martin is also valid for the French side. France also has several territories which are neither part of the EU nor the Schengen area. These are French Polynesia, French Southern and Antarctic lands, New Caledonia, Saint Pierre and Miquelon, and Wallis and Futuna. Only the European territory of the Netherlands is part of the Schengen area. 6 Dutch territories in the Caribbean are outside the area. 3 of these territories, Bonaire, Sint Eustatius and Saba, are special municipalities within the Netherlands proper. The other 3, Aruba, Curaçao and Sint Maarten, are autonomous countries within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. All islands retain their status as overseas countries and territories and are thus not part of the European Union. The 6 territories have a separate visa system from the European part of the Netherlands, and people traveling between these islands and the Schengen area are subjected to systematic identity checks. Svalbard is part of Norway and has a special status under international law. It is not part of the Schengen area. There is no visa regime in existence for Svalbard either for entry, residence or work. But it is difficult to visit Svalbard without traveling through the Schengen area, although there are charter flights from Russia. In 2011, the Norwegian government imposed identities checks on individuals wishing to enter and leave Svalbard, with the border between Svalbard and the rest of Norway being treated as an external Schengen border. A Schengen visa must be multiple entry to allow returning to Norway. There is no welfare or asylum system for immigrants on Svalbard, and people incapable of supporting themselves may be sent away. The Danish territories of the Faroe Islands and Greenland are neither part of the European Union nor the Schengen area, and visas to Denmark are not automatically valid in these territories. The border between these territories and the Schengen area is open on paper, but when traveling by air or sea, a passport or national identity card must be shown at check-in, like it commonly is for air travel inside the Schengen area. However, as the Faroes are part of the Nordic Passport Union, citizens of Norway, Sweden, Iceland or Denmark can travel between the Faroes and the rest of the Nordic Passport Union using any acceptable identification. Denmark has the responsibility that full border checks are performed at arrival to Faroes or Greenland from outside the Schengen area, such as the UK and Canada. EU member states with opt-outs Ireland and the United Kingdom were the only EU members which, prior to the 2004 enlargement, had not signed the Schengen Agreement. Both countries maintain a common travel area with passport-free travel for their citizens between them and the three British Crown dependencies of Jersey, Guernsey and the Isle of Man, that are outside the European Union. The UK declined to sign up to the Schengen Agreement, one argument being that, for an island, frontier controls are a better and less intrusive way to prevent illegal immigration than other measures, such as identity cards, residence permits, and registration with the police, which are appropriate for countries with extensive and permeable land borders. Ireland did not sign up to the Schengen Agreement because it would not be in the interest of Ireland to have a situation where the common travel area with Britain would be ended and Ireland would impose both exit and entry controls on persons travelling between here and Britain and, in addition, on the land frontier. When Schengen was subsumed into the EU by the Treaty of Amsterdam, Ireland and the UK obtained an opt-out from the part of the treaty which was to incorporate the Schengen rules into EU law. Under the relevant protocol, Ireland and the United Kingdom may request to participate in aspects of the Schengen Acquis, but this is subject to the approval of the Schengen states. The UK formally requested to participate in certain provisions of the Schengen Acquis, Title III relating to police security and judicial cooperation, in 1999, and this request was approved by the Council of the European Union on 29 May 2000. The United Kingdom's formal participation in the previously approved areas of cooperation was put into effect by a 2004 Council decision that came into effect on 1 January 2005. In contrast, while Ireland initially submitted a request to participate in the Schengen Acquis in 2002, which was approved by the Council of the European Union, that decision has not yet been put into effect. In February 2010, the Irish Minister for Justice, in response to a parliamentary question, said that he measures which will enable Ireland to meet its Schengen requirements are currently being progressed. A previous 1999 report by the European Union Select Committee of the House of Lords recommended full United Kingdom participation in all the various 4 titles of the Schengen Implementing Convention. Status of the European microstates. Liechtenstein has been a member of the Schengen area since 2011. However, Liechtenstein does not issue visas, and recommends visitors to apply for a visa in another Schengen country, e.g., Switzerland. Liechtenstein has no border check at the Balzers heliport, so helicopters must go inside Schengen only. The other 4 microstates are not party to the Schengen Agreement, cannot issue Schengen visas and, with the exception of Monaco, are not part of the Schengen area. San Marino and the Vatican City are both landlocked states surrounded by Italy. As they both have open borders, they can be considered to be de facto within the Schengen area, meaning they are not officially in an agreement but are accessible without any border controls. San Marino and the Vatican City do not perform border checks for arrivals from outside Schengen, but these are not needed since neither of them have any airports or seaports. Helicopters are not permitted to go from outside Schengen or from a ship directly to San Marino or the Vatican City. As of 2015, Andorra, Monaco and San Marino are negotiating an association agreement with the EU. Andorran ambassador to Spain Joan Gaetan has said that he hopes that the agreement will include provisions to make the states associate members of the Schengen Agreement. Andorra retains border controls with both France and Spain. Citizens of EU countries are required to have either their national identity cards or passports to enter Andorra, while anyone else requires a passport or equivalent. Schengen visas are accepted, but those travelers who need a visa to enter the Schengen area need a multiple entry visa to visit Andorra. Because entering Andorra means leaving the Schengen area. There are border controls in the other direction also, but more focused on customs control. Monaco has an open border with France. Schengen laws are administered as if it was part of EU. Both French and Monegasque authorities carry out checks at Monaco's seaport and heliport. San Marino has an open border with Italy, although some random checks are made by Guardia di Finanza and San Marino's Guardia di Rocca. Vatican City has an open border with Italy. In 2006 it showed interest in joining the Schengen Agreement for closer cooperation in information sharing and similar activities covered by the Schengen Information System. Very exceptionally, Italy has allowed people to visit the Vatican City, without being accepted for an Italian visa, then being escorted by police between the airport and the Vatican, or using helicopter.